Alright, Schlockmeister fans, we're going to watch a film here called The Unseen from the early 80s. Let's check it out. The movie starts with Barbara Bach and her boyfriend, played by Doug Barr. She's leaving him. She's actually going out on a work assignment also. She's a news reporter. She and her two friends are all working for the news.
There's nothing they can do about it. They're packed.
TV news, and
So we'll find another motel.
somehow they didn't get the hotel room they'd booked. They're in town to do some sort of article on this festival in town. Sidney Lassick can help them. He's going to offer to put them up.
Well, at least we don't have to sleep in the car.
Let's not forget I've got a deadline to meet. We've got to get started.
He ran a local business in town.
I have to go back in the kitchen now.
So they arrive. That's Sidney Lassick. He plays Ernest. That's his sister, Virginia. She's a little mousy.
You really must excuse my wife. She's not used to having visitors.
He says wife, but it's really his sister. Two of the girls go out to film the story. Vicky wasn't feeling well, so she stayed behind to take a bath. And of course, Ernest uses this time to spy on her.
You worry too much, Virginia.
Virginia has some concerns.
I could find out.
No way, my dear. No one will ever find out.
Find out what? Vicky was taking a nap, or trying to, and then something woke her up. We have a problem. Something's dragging her down into the heat registers while Ernest is outside doing something with some chickens.
Where are you?
We get some noise from the basement. Virginia's down there with something. Or somebody.
Well, if that's what you want to do.
What?
Ernest hears the voice of his dead father.
So I had to beat it out of her.
Talking about Virginia.
Seems she got herself with child. Didn't think she knew about such things. My little girl.
And guess who the father is?
The big question is, who would do such a thing to that poor dumb child? I figured it had to be some real low-life piece of scum. You know the first person I thought of, son? You.
It's true.
We're going to make sure this doesn't happen again. That it never happens again, aren't we, boy?
Guess how?
Pull down your trousers, boy. Please, sir. Don't do this. I said pull down your pants. No, don't!
But he wouldn't let him cut off his wiener. Instead, he killed his father. Apparently, that's the corpse that's been laying around here for a couple of decades. Karen comes back to the house first.
Hey, Deadbeat! Miss Wonderful's back. You feeling okay?
And she never notices Vicky's head.
I know you're in there. If you don't come out, I'm going to come in and get you.
Karen's next. She gets her scarf. Somebody's grabbing it. Tony comes back to be with Jennifer.
You never would have found out I was pregnant in the first place. Please try to understand.
Apparently she had an abortion.
It was purely self-protective. I made the appointment without saying anything.
Now Ernest is in the basement with whatever's down there.
Would I do anything to hurt you? Would I? Would I? Would I? Now listen, my dear.
Apparently they got rid of Jennifer next.
One of our guests seems to be unaccounted for. No doubt she will return shortly. So we must not tarry any longer.
We must leave no loose ends. They went out for a little ride to get some air.
A little ride?
Yes. Yes. They said to tell you not to worry. I'm sure they'll be back any second.
So after luring her into the basement, he locked her in. So she's trying to find a way out of there, and instead she finds the bodies of her two friends. That's the remains of Vicky and Karen. And then she meets Junior. That is, of course, Stephen First. But Junior doesn't kill her. Instead, he seems to be taken by her, even offering her a gift. I don't think she's interested in him, but Junior seems to like her a lot. Eventually, Ernest comes down and decides to choke her himself. And Virginia tries to stop him. And he attacks Virginia, and Junior doesn't like that because that's his mama. Ouch. Meanwhile, Jennifer had run out to the barn. Still alive. Then Tony showed up to help, but he's not much help. I think he pulled a hamstring or something there. There's only one person that can save Jennifer now. And that would be Virginia. And that's pretty much the end of our film. Alright, let's talk about this film called The Unseen. It's one of the earliest movies that I had on tape. I had it on a beta tape with Strange Invaders and Savage Harvest. Savage Harvest is a movie I reviewed about a month ago. This is a horror movie from the early 80s starring Barbara Bach and Doug Barr. Doug Barr was on a TV show with Lee Majors. I forget the name of that show, but I liked it. Good theme song, too. Anyway, this movie here also stars Sidney Lassick and Stephen First. It's kind of a disturbing film, actually. We have there's three ladies from a TV news station. They're going to some town to report on something, some sort of festival going on or something. And there's a mix-up at the hotel, and they can't get the room, so they're stuck. And they end up meeting with Sidney Lassick, and he basically offers to put them up at his house since they couldn't get a hotel. And so that's where they stay. Unbeknownst to them, there is a creature living in the basement. That creature is Stephen First. We learn through the film that creature is actually the offspring of Sidney Lassick and his sister Virginia, who lives with him there. The two of them apparently had sex several times when they were of age, I guess, and they gave birth to a deformed baby. Now, we hear some flashbacks where Sidney Lassick is getting scolded by his father, his father realized what was going on and decided he was going to cut off Sidney Lassek's dick so he couldn't do that anymore. And then Lassek attacked him. I think he burned him. Whatever the case is, he killed him. So again, disturbing on so many levels. We had an almost castration that was going to happen. Obviously, the incestuous part is disturbing in as well. And of course, we all know that when brothers and sisters have children, sometimes those kids are quite often deformed and they're messed up, which is exactly what happened here in this case with Junior in the basement. Apparently, they've been living with him in the basement all these years. He looks like he's probably in his mid-20s, maybe 30 years old by now, and he's a mess. They feed him, and he just kind of grunts and kind of goes, that's all he says. Other than that, yeah, it's a pretty basic film from the 80s. Stephen First kills two of the ladies, and they... excuse me, they threw Barbara Bach down there as well, and they were hoping, I guess, he would attack Barbara Bach, but he didn't. He kind of like befriended her and wanted her to be, I guess he kind of liked her. So then they had to go down and stop it all, and there was a big mess at the end, and eventually Barbara Bach escaped, and Sidney Lassek was shot by his sister. Junior died too. He got a nail in the forehead. So anyway, it's a good movie. I enjoyed this movie. Again, it's disturbing a couple of levels here, but it's still a lot of fun. I think this movie came out around 1981 or 1980 actually. I think that was about the year before that she did Caveman, Barbara Bach, and met Ringo Starr. So, but anyway, I like this movie. Code Red put this out on DVD. I believe it's out on Blu-ray now as well, which is probably also by Code Red. I'm not sure. This double DVD has a lot of extras on it. It was a little pricey when I got this about 6 years ago. Probably come down in price now that the Blu-ray is out. But anyway, check it out. Let me know what you think about it. Leave some comments down below. It's a cool movie. It's called The Unseen. Watch it, and then leave some comments. Bye.